my people. This is Tante Africa Talk Show with your host Patricia, aka Tatawake No. And today I have the privilege of having a guest with me who is going to introduce herself so that we may know what she's all about. Welcome. So, my friend, thank you for being my guest today.
Thank you, Patricia, for the invite. So, apparently I'm your namesake. My name is Patricia Ndigwa. I'm the MD of Tritalel Enterprises. My main career right now is to grind and brew traditional African Uji, but I have a long story behind it and why I settled for it, and it's something that not many young people will really want to do. I'll share my journey with you. I'll share the reasons why I went to do that career here.
So, Patricia, maybe you can tell people where were you born and yeah.
I was born in Garissa.
In Garissa?
Yes. I'm the firstborn of 3. I have 2 younger brothers who are following me.
My guest is doing something young people that are not willing to, maybe they don't venture is because when it comes to Uji, the African traditional Ujis, those ones are things that are done by the old shoshos and everything. Why did you actually, let's start from there. Why did you actually go to the Uji and not wine and spirit? Because that is what the young people are drinking.
So one thing, I've done psychological counseling at KIPCO. After doing my psychological counseling, it's not something that I really wanted, but during that time I was going through a very difficult time.
Okay.
So my mom was like, you young girl, you're going to fall into depression, so why don't you start your counseling right now so that you can be able to understand what you're really going through. Being a firstborn, you have the pressure of your parents, the society is looking upon you. So I enrolled into a psychological class. So in the midst of it, I'm a very talkative person and very outgoing. So when they come home and tell my mom, my mom is psychology apana, then she's like, what else do you want to do? She told me, I told her, Mom, I want to do public relations.
So we stop there. So you decided to do this career because of what you were going through.
Yes.
Because you wanted to understand yourself more.
Yes.
That is what you're telling us.
And also to understand the people around me. Because being young at that time, people will come and tell you, by the way, this is what I'm going through. Can you help me? And I was like, yes, I can help you.
So maybe you can tell our audience, even if it's not into details, exactly what were you going through at that time before you decided to do your career?
Before I decided doing psychological counseling, as I had mentioned before, I've been a sickling baby.
Okay.
I've fought eczema. It started eczema at around 4 years.
Okay.
And I was born asthmatic. So after being asthmatic for some time, around 4 years, my skin could peel. You see the way as somebody peels the skin and you look like a burnt patient. So really peel up. And people couldn't understand where I was peeling. Actually, people are asking myself, are you, actually when other people thought I was HIV positive because of how I was looking, I had wounds all over, I was bleeding every time.
Wow.
When you go to a hospital, the doctor looks like, actually like, I had gone to all over. You do not know where to start. So, depression, and then I didn't like love myself because I've grown up knowing that I'm the ugliest human being in this world. I'm neglected. I don't feel the love. It's only my parents who love me. So around 2012, that's when we went to a doctor, and here in Pican, she told us you've been suffering from eczema. Okay. And we were like, which kind of eczema is this? Because I hear people have different kind of eczemas, but mine was very unique from them. Okay. So since I discovered that it was eczema, I was not able to take care of myself. Okay. So after finishing public psychological counseling and understanding myself and knowing that I can't change anything about myself, just loving myself and transferring that love to someone else. Okay. So I decided to do public relations, to be able to
Before we go there, maybe I would like to talk to somebody there, that maybe you're mocking somebody because of what they are going through, the situation. You can hear from her mouth that sometimes the sickness we go through, it is not something that we can avoid. And she has said that it was so much depressing for her to be mocked by people, to be mocked in school. So if you're there and you're doing that, maybe just put yourself in somebody else's shoes, and it is not easy. Mostly when you are small, you don't understand the sickness as well. Mostly when you visited many of the hospitals and you don't know what kind of a sickness it is. Until you get the help now, this is when you start embracing yourself. And also, I would like to tell young people there, don't feel shy or don't feel bad when you're going through something, because you may think you're the only person going through that, but there's somebody else who is going through that or even worse than you. So here you are now, you've finished psychology, you now understand yourself better, and now you're good, you're finished and the sickness is no more.
Yeah. So during that time, I went back to my mom and I told her, Mom, I want to do something else. And she asked me, what is it? And I told her public relations.
Okay.
And she was like, what has really motivated you to do public relations? I just told her, I feel like I fit in this field because I'm a people's person. I will understand people, I will help them in their problems, I'll help those young girls who have issues in schools and they don't know who to approach. And she was like, okay, you go to find a school and start learning. So I went to JKUAT, did my public relations, and I finished. So during that time, I stayed at home for quite some time without a job. So I had done so many small jobs. I have sold fruits here in Pika. I have sold clothes. I could go to Gekomba, get clothes, sell them in school.
So the journey has been that long now. You're finished with your school work, and now here you are, and you're not even getting better jobs, so to say, even after going through school and everything.
Yeah. So I did so many small jobs until one day my mom was like, okay, now you've done psychological counseling, you've done public relations, why don't you do a short course of HTC, HIV testing and counseling? So I looked at my mom, I'm like, again HIV testing, so how will I test people? So how will I start pricking people's hands and telling them I'm testing you for HIV and all that? But my dad was very encouraging. He told me, you can do it, go for it. So I enrolled at LVCT school, and I did it, I think, for 3 months. After the 3 months, I overcame the fear, because I was like, I'm doing this because someone else will need me in that field.
Okay.
So after I finished that, I went to, my mom helped me get a volunteer job in one of the hospitals in Nairobi. And working there really opened my eyes. I saw many people who were in pain. I saw people who were in dire need. I could meet all sorts of people. So one day I was sitting in my office and I was like, is this the kind of job that I really want to do for the rest of my life? Is this
but maybe how was the job not paying well? Or why would you sit down when you're in a comfortable office and think of maybe this is not me? I
felt like that was not my passion. I felt like this is not me. I'm trying to wear someone else's shoes, trying to help out, but at the end of the day, this is not me.
So there you are in an office and you feel like this is not me.
This is not me. So at times, you see, you're in the department of psychological counseling, you have to talk to people, you have to tell them you have to walk with these people through that journey. So at times when I didn't have a lot of patients, I would just come out of my office and go to the wards. Because every time I could just tell a patient, no, your nutrition is not okay, you're supposed to eat properly, and most of them are from these people of the low pyramids. So I'll go to these wards, get people all sorts, they are sick, others cannot even afford their families to come and see them because of the state of poverty.
Okay.
So one day I was like, after going to a ward like for a whole week, I came back to my office and asked myself, what have I picked with myself going around like that in the wards? And I remembered growing up, Granny used to visit us a lot of the time. And she would bring us a whole jerrycan of Uji, because I really loved it so much. And every time she'll visit, she'll bring me Uji. So there's a time I just sat down and went back to my grandma, and I was like, Grandma, can you teach me how to make this Uji? And she was like, are you sure this is what you want to do? By that time, I was not sure. I just told her, I just want to know about it. So one day when I came back to my office, I sat down in my office and I was like, Granny used to make very nice Uji, which was nutritious and many people loved it.
For those maybe you don't know what is Uji, what is Uji actually in English? Porridge.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a mixture of, you will explain, you're in a better position to explain what is this porridge or Uji you're talking about.
Yes. So Granny, after I've gone through all that, so I will go back to my office and decided, okay, let me do Uji. And I went back to my supervisor and I told her, by the way, I'm not coming back to work again. I'm going to do Uji. I wish you could see the look on his face.
I can
imagine.
imagine.
She looked at me and was like, are you even normal? So many young people are craving for this opportunity and you want to go and do Uji. And I told her, yes, I'm so serious. I'm not coming back to work again. And I went home and told my mom the same thing. I do not want to work. And she was like, are you sure? I told her, yes. What do you want to do? I told her I want to do Uji. And my mom was like, ah.
So were you trying to say, you wanted to make Uji to sell, to drink, or what was the...
At that time, my main idea was to sell.
To sell Uji?
To sell Uji.
You wanted to cook?
Either to cook it or to make it raw. But all that time, the idea that was running in my head was, I want to make Uji. And the other question that ran in my mind was, okay, everyone is making Uji. So what will make your Uji different from the other person who's making the Uji?
So here you are with your thinking of the Uji now. How did the product now come that?
So here is the Uji. At that time, I only had 1,000 bob. And you remember your parents are not that supportive because they're in their minds, they're like, you're not sure of whatever you really want to do. So with my 1,000 bob, I approached a friend who like sat down with me and told me what to do, where to start, and how to go about it. And because I told them my Uji, I want to make it different. I don't want to make it from flour. Because every time you tell a person, nataka kuuza Uji, anakuuliza unatumia unga gani. But for me, it was not unga. Because I make my Uji from whole grain cereals.
Okay.
And it's nutritious for everyone, either breastfeeding mom or a nursing mother, or even young babies from 2 years can be able to consume. And also the elderly people can be able to consume. It's readily available and it's made out of whole grain cereals, which is more important for me. I want to push our culture of African Uji from what people believed in to something that people even outside the country can be able to consume it in a better way.
Okay.
Yep.
So I saw your product. It's so sad, but people can see when the videos are running, they can see the product that we are talking about. And it is a nice product. Where do you see yourself, as you were brought to me by a friend, you are running in the newspaper?
Yes. So far, I started the business in 2018. In 2019, October 20th, we won an international award for being the best African porridge and the best African Uji. In 2019, around April, we were featured in the first Daily Nation as the first time. This year, we've been able to be featured in the Daily Nation and also in the Standard magazine. So in the future, I see myself adding more value to my Uji because I wanted to reach a bigger mass of people. And I want to, as in every household should be able to have that unique porridge that is nutritious and everyone can be able to consume it.
Good. The Uji she's talking about, it is so, she didn't come with it because I would have wanted you to promote this girl. She's doing great Uji. Not the normal Uji we know, or you know, there's this Uji when you cook, the normal Uji we know about it. She's having an amazing Uji. If you hear her winning all these awards, she's doing great job. Maybe you can tell us, where do we get your product? Maybe we can be your first customers and we promote you. Maybe you can tell the audience where to get your Uji. You can give us your contact so that if somebody is here, and it's very good for breastfeeding mothers. Very nice.
So you can get us through our official number, that is 07 198 75546. Our Facebook page is Kirurio, Kirurio. Our Facebook fan page is Kirurio still, Kirurio. The Uji, its name, Uji yenyewe inaitwa Kirurio. You can always find it. We have both raw concentrate and cooked concentrate. If you can't be able to cook for yourself, we can be able to cook it for you. If you want it raw concentrate, we can still give you in raw concentrate. We can do it for weddings, we can do it for rorashas, odhanis, circumcisions, birthday parties, any event that you have, you can always call us. We can be able to have it for you. And also, if you want it, we deliver countrywide. We deliver to Kisumu, Mombasa, Nakuru. Don't be shy of ordering the Uji. We'll always find a way of delivering it to you.
The reason why I called her here is because I'm one big fan of Uji. If you have seen my pictures there in Germany, all my events have Uji. Yeah, this traditional Uji, we take them with the calabash. And when I tasted her Uji, it was different. And I talked to her because I'm expecting, and I'm trusting God that her Uji will go to another level, because that is things that we don't get outside there. So I'm trusting that God is going to take her to high levels, that she can be able even to export, that she can be able to export her uji huko, because when we are there, like when I have my events and I'm trying to get this uji cooked, it is a journey.
And by the way, do you know that we don't serve our uji in cups?
Yeah, uji should not be served in cups, by the way.
We do it in calabashes. We store uji in gourds. Our dressings, we dress the African way because it's something that we want to push Africa to the world.
Good.
And you hopefully by the end of the year will have done that.
So that's it. If you want to get this uji for your events and everything, she has given her contact. And I'm a witness that this uji, it is not getting all these trophies for nothing. It is nice, it is great. So thank you so much for having time to come to us and also giving Tante Africa Talk Show the chance to be with you on Saturday in the field. Where were you actually?
We were in Langata.
In Langata, in a great expose show.
Yes.
And so she's doing an amazing job. Try this uji and you will not regret. That was Tante Africa Talk Show with your host Patricia, aka Tata Wake No. God bless you and thank you. Till next time, bye-bye.